The story begins. Skin is tough. Sunran's magic could not deal a bit of damage. With one swing, the crystal of ice was reduced to pieces. Sunran jumped and dashed backwards. He was encircled by an army of skeletons. Sunran continued his attacks, leaving runes for traps while he ran away. Rune trap after rune trap, Sunran fought calmly. Faced with the giant again, Sunran prepared another trap. As the giant approached, prepared to swing its bat, Sunran's spell activated. The giant's foot was frozen in place. Back in the headquarters, Chen Hansheng could not believe Sunran's moves. He wanted to see how far could Sunran fight with his low-level spells. Back to the fight, the necromancer laughed at how futile Sunran's struggles were. However, Sunran calmly smiled and dashed towards the necromancer. This time, the necromancer began to run as he realized Sunran only wanted to hold the giant to kill him first. Sunran fired a barrage of ice stings toward the necromancer. However, his attack was blocked. The necromancer sacrificed his summons to save himself. Sunran's attacks continued while the necromancer crawled and hid behind a huge rock. The necromancer wondered if Sunran was casting ice stings or a sniper rifle. However, he was confident in the remnants of his army and the giant. Speaking of the giant, it finally broke through the ice trap. With a roar, it dashed towards Sunran, who was casting ice sting continuously. In the headquarters, Chen Hansheng commanded his assistant to give Sunran a hand. In the battlefield, Sunran continued casting spells after spells. Chen Hansheng was startled, seeing Sunran cast spells with seconds of each other, as if he was dual casting. Sunran had exceeded the limits of his level. He started casting another spell with all his might. The giant swung its bat as Sunran slammed the ground and a magic circle bloomed in its place. The giant was inside the circle. It brought down its bat, going for Sunran's head. His eyes showed determination. Sunran believed he would not die today. A huge ice crystal bloomed. It shone brightly amidst the chaos. Behind the rock, the necromancer observed as silence spread through the air. He turned to look. A wide smile appeared on his face. His enemy must have suffered from the giant's blow. Suddenly, he was beheaded and his head fell while his face was still in shock. Sunran smiles. He did not believe his enemy would fall for his trick. This time, Sunran happily claims victory. The necromancer laid on the ground. His summons, the skeletons and the giant, began to fade away. In the headquarters, everyone celebrated Sunran's victory. Chen Hansheng is amazed by Sunran, the living embodiment of an ice mage. Sunran looted the necromancer and discovered nothing good. The level staff he obtained was enough for him. From now on, he would not injure himself when casting spells of level and below. It was a pity he did not have a legal level spell to be able to use the staff to the fullest. As that thought came to mind, Sunran was notified. He had been granted level permissions, and with Sure Company acting as his guarantor, he is now promoted to an Iron Enforcer. He had a basic commission fee of credit points, and the mission contribution evaluation system had been activated. It was a wonderful system that only enforcers had access to, and the AI would be used to evaluate one's contributions. The higher his contribution would be, the higher the commission fee he would get. Right now, he wondered how the Bronze Enforcer in Cloud City was doing. Later, the dragon's head could be seen. It was pasted in front of Cloud City's gate for everyone to marvel at. Sunran saw the cut was clean and recognized Charlie's skills. He decided to go inside the city to check some leads. Inside, all he found were scorched earth and debris. Sunran heard someone's voice telling him to give up. He immediately activated Golden Gaze, a level support skill, allowing him to see through illusions. The girl, clueless that her illusion was seen through, explained she had already searched the area. Everything was burnt down, leaving not a single lead. Sunran introduced himself as Russell, his in-game name, and asked the girl, who was hiding nearby, to show herself if she wanted to say something. The girl silently showed herself. She introduced herself as Jasmine, an escort guard like him. She said Charlie was a Bronze Enforcer, and if he wanted to go into hiding, he would not leave a single trace. Sunran agreed with her, concluding nothing of value was left. They decided to go, and as they were both tired on their journey, they decided to find a place to rest. Later, they entered a building. Inside, Sunran ordered 2 meals. Jasmine approached Sunran, whispering why he was openly asking about Charlie along the way and exposing themselves in a crowded place. She emphasized the dangerous hordes of assassins hired by the destroyers to watch them. Sunran told her to relax because there were many guards on duty in the city at this moment. He believed the assassins would not attack in a public place, and if the assassins moved to kill them, there would not be any problem if they respond carefully. All he had done was to give Charlie the signal they were out here and wait until Charlie came to them. Despite his assurance, she was worried, unsure if Charlie would come. She believed that the longer they waited, the more dangerous it was and the assassins would arrive later. Sunran calmly told her the assassins had come a long time ago and they were just waiting for the right moment to strike. She immediately looked around and asked where the assassins were. Although she was in a panic, Sunran told her not to worry and that it would be fine. After observing the girl for a while, Sunran concluded the girl was smart to respond. to any situation, but she was lacking enough experience. Soon, the waitress delivered their meal and told them to enjoy the meal. Sunran grabbed her hand and gave her a tip while Jasmine was stunned, seeing he was taking the money from her purse. The waitress was delighted and sent him a flying kiss. While he was blushing, Jasmine quickly took her purse, scolding Sunran for using her money to flirt. After the waitress left, Sunran replied he would pay Jasmine with her life. He poured some liquid into her food and a cloud of toxic gas emerged. She checked her food with magic and did not detect any abnormalities, realizing the poison only reacted once mixed with other substances. With a smile, Sunran showed the antidote and told her that he stole it from the waitress. Now, they can eat after scattering it on top. While Jasmine wondered how he knew the waitress was an assassin, Sunran revealed it was lucky guess, as though indirectly saying it was his secret. At this moment, a hooded figure walked in. He stepped towards Sunran's way. Both of them immediately noticed the approaching figure. After lifting up his hood enough for them to see, he introduced himself as Baron Charlie. Sunran replied it was an honor to meet him and introduced himself as Russell, and as soon as he introduced Jasmine, she immediately slammed the table as she stood from her seat. She was suspicious of the man who appeared out of nowhere and requested to prove his identity. Baron Charlie then asked Sunran to let her know how to confirm his identity. So Sunran started to mention that a person with a shrouded face arrived at the bar. However, no one was curious about him and the boss did not give him a second glance, indicating he was a regular. A mysterious person in Cloud City who made a beeline for them was none other than Charles. Hearing his answer, Baron Charlie could not help but compliment Sunran. He told them they had passed the first test and earned the right to work with him, making the girl clueless. She then realized Baron Charlie was the one who wanted to poison them, making her furious. He told her that they were not teammates at that time and that if she wished to become a qualified enforcer, she should be smart, otherwise he would not accept a deadweight. Turning around, Charlie asked them to come with him to the room he had booked on the second floor. Inside the room, Charlie revealed they were dealing with a very troublesome destroyer who was probably a member of the infamous Scorpion Mercenary Regiment in real life, causing Jasmine to ask who were they in confusion. Sunran told her they were an infamous destroyer organization known throughout the world. They generally focus on games where they always aim to defeat their opponent through vicious means. All their members were wanted terrorists, and if any of them were exposed, the finger of God would instantly activate to obliterate them. Later, Charlie would fight against the Dragon King at a level body structure and could switch freely between human and dragon forms. Right now, it had not appeared in public because it was in search of the Divine Commandment Ring that was used to create the world. However, once the dragon found the Divine Ring, it would spell doom, destroying the world in an instant, and if it happened, their mission would be deemed an utter failure. Shocked, Jasmine asked why they allowed the item to exist. Charlie explained he did not know either and it was probably a result of a moment of folly on the game company's part. Sunran thought there was no way to destroy things made with the game's data. Just like the Jade Butterfly of creation the one who obtained the ring would gain the highest administration rights, making them the strongest individual in that world, capable of controlling everything. Right now, they have two options. The first was to annihilate the Dragon King with divine punishment, but it required cooperation of more people and the three of them were far from enough. Their second choice was to find the Divine Commandment Ring that was used to create the world and use it to defeat the Dragon King. However, the Divine Commandment Ring was a random drop and even the game company did not know its appearance. Sunran agreed it was hard, but searching for things was his specialty. He asked Charlie if the game company informed him of the tale of the world's creation, to which Charlie replied it was a local legend. Sunran smiled and told them the legend proved that someone had obtained the item in the past and achieved great feats, leaving their legend to survive the test of time. Charlie found it possible, but there were too many books about legends, making it difficult to find clues. Sunran told them there were three main tiers in the upper class in the world structure. Out of the three, nobility and religion could be left out, and only sorcery could be considered. As sorcerers were known as truth seekers, people who valued historical truth, and they should start with them. Charlie thought of the Sorcerer Academy at Argus Peak where the incumbent archmage could be found. He suddenly thought of a possibility and remembered the divine weapon, Sure Staff, which had been passed down from generation to generation and had existed since the creation of Dragon Age. Unfortunately, Argus Peak was far away from Cloud City and the danger they would encounter on the road could not be underestimated. It was then that Sunran thought of an idea. He said the three of them should die first. After Jasmine asked why they should die, Sunran explained that they needed to possess new bodies. Once they died, their consciousness could possess 3 bodies near the Summer Palace, cutting down their traveling time. Everyone thought it was a good idea. Charlie immediately arranged everything and their weapon would be delivered by a giant eagle. To avoid imbalance in game, Charlie needed to destroy their bodies first. Jasmine instantly trembled in fear. She questioned why they could not be teleported directly or transformed into a dragon to fly, since it was much easier. Sunran explained that teleportation would disturb the game balance and would cause severe Losses and transforming into other creatures was also banned, as players may struggle to adapt after returning to the real world. While her eyes welled in tears, Charlie asked her if she was ready to die. She could not help but cry and thanked Russell. She was not prepared to die at all. The next second, Charlie mercilessly cut their heads. Soon, Sunran was sent into the virtual web space of the. With his current speed of thought, he had managed to obtain a clear sense of the virtual world and memorized its appearance and the flow of its data. He saw large amounts of data convergence at Argus Peak and realized there was a huge possibility that the Divine Ring was nearby and he must find it before the Destroyer discovered the situation. Soon, on the snowy Argus Peak, Sunran woke up, feeling cold. He saw a trembling, muscled man who he assumed to be Charlie and called him out. However, the man stammered and called for Russell, but his face was full of tears. With a horrified look, Sunran realized the man was Jasmine. She dove toward him and cried, feeling awkward about having an extra lump of meat between her legs. While Sunran tried to comfort Jasmine, Charlie's laughter rang through their ears. He explained that the higher-ups might be unconcerned or did not find a suitable body, leaving them no choice but to assign a male body to her.
That's it for today. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.